If you receive Canada Pension Plan payments, you need to listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you. There is a critical deadline coming up on February 25th, 2026, and if you don't take action before this date, you could face serious delays or even a temporary hold on your CPP payment. I know that sounds alarming, but I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening, who is most at risk, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to protect your pension. This is not about fear. This is about making sure you don't wake up in March wondering where your money is. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to give you a simple checklist that could save you weeks of stress and financial uncertainty. Now, let me explain what is actually happening right now. Service Canada, which administers the Canada Pension Plan, is working closely with the Canada Revenue Agency to verify the banking and personal information of CPP recipients across the country. This verification process happens every year, but 2026 has brought some new changes to how they're handling payment security. Basically, the government wants to make absolutely sure that your CPP payment is going to the right bank account, to the right person, and that all your details are up to date. This is part of a broader effort to reduce fraud and protect seniors from scams. That sounds like a good thing, right? And it is. But here's the problem. If your information doesn't match what Service Canada and the CRA have on file, or if there's any kind of flag on your account, your February or March CPP payment could be delayed or held until everything is sorted out. Listen carefully. This February deadline could affect your pension if you fall into certain categories. The CRA and Service Canada are sending out verification letters and emails to thousands of Canadians right now, asking them to confirm their details before February 25th. If you ignore that letter, or if you don't even know you're supposed to respond, your payment could be frozen until they hear back from you. And we all know how long government processing can take. Some seniors have already reported waiting 4 to 6 weeks just to get their payments reinstated. Imagine living on a fixed income and suddenly not receiving your CPP for over a month. That's rent, that's groceries, that's medication. This is serious. But here's what many retirees don't realize. Even if you haven't received a letter, you could still be at risk if your personal information is outdated or incomplete. Let me give you some context. Maybe you recently changed your bank. Maybe you moved to a different address. Maybe you got a new phone number. Maybe you're now living outside of Canada for part of the year. All of these things can trigger a review of your CPP account. And if Service Canada can't reach you or verify your identity, they have the legal right to pause your payment until they can confirm everything. It's not personal. It's policy. But it can absolutely disrupt your life if you're not prepared. Now, this is where things get serious. Let me tell you exactly who is most at risk right now, because this doesn't affect every single CPP recipient equally. If you fall into any of these groups, you need to take action before February 25th. First, seniors who recently changed their banking information. If you switched banks in the last 6 months, or if you updated your direct deposit details with Service Canada, your account is being reviewed. Service Canada wants to make sure that the new bank account actually belongs to you and not a scammer. This is a good security measure, but it means your file is flagged for verification. If you don't confirm your new banking details before the deadline, your March CPP payment might not go through. Second, retirees living outside Canada. If you're receiving CPP while living in the United States, Mexico, or anywhere else abroad, you are considered higher risk for payment issues. Why? Because Service Canada needs to confirm that you're still alive, still eligible, and still reachable. They send out what's called a life certificate or proof of existence form. If you don't return that form on time, your payments stop. It's that simple. And if you're outside the country, mail can take weeks. So if you haven't already sent in your documentation, do it now. Third, people who haven't updated their personal details in years. Maybe you moved 5 years ago but never told Service Canada. Maybe your mailing address on file is still your old apartment. If Service Canada tries to contact you and the mail comes back as undeliverable, that's a red flag. Your account could be suspended until they can reach you. I've spoken to seniors who didn't even know their CPP was paused until they checked their bank account and saw nothing there. Don't let that be you. Fourth, new CPP applicants. If you just started receiving CPP in the last few months, your file is still being processed and finalized. Any missing documents or incomplete forms could delay your next payment. Even a small error, like a missing signature or an outdated social insurance number, can hold things up. And fifth, seniors with tax filing delays. Here's something many people don't know. The CRA and Service Canada share information. If you haven't filed your taxes for 2024 or 2025, that can actually affect your CPP. Why? Because the CRA uses your tax return to verify your income, your residency status, and your eligibility for other benefits, like the Guaranteed Income Supplement. If your taxes aren't filed, Service Canada might put a hold on your account until everything is sorted out with the CRA. I know taxes can feel overwhelming, especially if you're on a fixed income, but this is one of those things you absolutely cannot ignore. Now let me tell you what could realistically happen if you don't take action before February 25th. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to prepare you. The most common consequence is a delayed CPP payment. That means your money doesn't arrive on your usual payment date. For most people, CPP is deposited around the 27th or 28th of each month. If your payment is delayed, it might not come until mid-March or even later, depending on how long it takes to verify your information. That's 2 to 4 weeks without income. Another consequence is a temporary payment hold. This is more serious. Service Canada can actually freeze your CPP until you provide updated documents or respond to their verification request. During this time, you won't receive any money at all. And yes, once everything is resolved, you'll get your back payments. But in the meantime, you're left scrambling to pay your bills. You might also receive verification requests. These come by mail or email, and they ask you to confirm your identity, your banking details, or your living situation. Some of these requests have very short deadlines, like 10 or 15 days. If you miss that deadline, your payment stops. I've heard from seniors who thought the letter was a scam and threw it away. Please don't do that. Always check with Service Canada directly if you're not sure. There can also be direct deposit problems. If your bank account information is wrong or outdated, Service Canada can't send you your money. And fixing a direct deposit error can take weeks, especially if you have to submit new banking forms and wait for them to be processed. Listen carefully. For seniors living on a fixed income, missing even one CPP payment can be devastating. It's not just about numbers on a screen. It's about putting food on the table. It's about keeping the heat on in the middle of winter. It's about paying for your prescriptions. This is your financial security, and you have every right to protect it. This part is important. Let me tell you exactly what you should do before February 25th to make sure your CPP payment is protected. These steps are simple, and you can do most of them from home. First, verify your direct deposit information. Log into your bank account and make sure the account number on file with Service Canada is correct. If you've changed banks recently, double-check that the new information was updated. You can verify this through your My Service Canada account online, or by calling Service Canada directly at 1-800-277-9914. Yes, you might be on hold for a while, but this is too important to skip. Second, update your personal information with both Service Canada and the CRA. This includes your mailing address, your phone number, your email, and your marital status. Even small changes matter. If you got married, divorced, or became widowed, that affects your CPP. If you moved, even just across town, update your address. You can do this online through My Service Canada account or by calling their helpline. Third, check your My Service Canada account. If you don't have one yet, create it. It's free, it's secure, and it lets you see your payment history, upcoming deposits, and any messages from Service Canada. If there's a problem with your account, you'll see it there first. This is also where you can upload documents if they ask for verification. Fourth, file your 2024 and 2025 tax returns if you haven't already. Even if you don't owe any taxes, you still need to file. The CRA needs that information to keep your benefits flowing. If you need help, you can use the Community Volunteer Income Tax Program, which offers free tax filing for low-income seniors. Just search for it on the CRA website. Fifth, Watch for official letters from Service Canada or the CRA. If you get a letter asking you to verify something, respond right away. Don't wait. Don't assume it's a scam. Call Service Canada using the official number to confirm, and then send in whatever they're asking for. Missing that deadline could cost you weeks of income. And sixth, if you're living outside Canada, make sure you've submitted your proof of existence or life certificate. Service Canada usually sends this form once a year. Fill it out, get it signed by a local official or notary, and send it back as soon as possible. If you're not sure whether you need to do this, call Service Canada and ask. Now, I want to reassure you about something. Most CPP recipients will continue receiving their payments normally. This is not a crisis that affects everyone. The vast majority of Canadian seniors have their information up to date, and their CPP will arrive on time, as usual. But the reason I'm making this video is because there are thousands of retirees who don't realize they're at risk. Maybe you recently moved, maybe you changed banks, maybe you just didn't get the memo. I don't want you to be caught off guard. This is about being proactive, not panicking. It's about taking 1 hour this week to check your information and make sure everything is in order. That's all it takes. 1 hour could save you a month of stress. Service Canada and the CRA are not trying to take away your benefits. They're trying to protect them. But the system isn't perfect, and sometimes things fall through the cracks. That's why you need to stay on top of it. You've worked your whole life for this pension. You've paid into CPP for decades. You deserve to receive every single payment on time, without delays, without hassles, and without worrying whether the money is going to show up. So here's my confident but balanced summary. If you receive Canada Pension Plan payments, take a few minutes this week to verify your information. Check your direct deposit. Update your address. Make sure your taxes are filed. Watch for any letters from Service Canada. These are small, simple steps, but they could make all the difference. The February 25th deadline is real, and if you wait until March to fix a problem, it might be too late to avoid a delay. Don't let that happen. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know what province or city you're watching from. Are you in Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, Nova Scotia? I love connecting with viewers from all across Canada, and it helps me understand what kind of content you need most. If this video was helpful, please hit that like button. It really does help more Canadian seniors find this information. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. I post weekly updates on CPP, old age security, the guaranteed income supplement, CRA tax changes, and everything else that affects your retirement income. You don't want to miss the next update because there are more changes coming in March 2026 that could affect your benefits. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, stay informed, stay protected, and take care of your financial future. I'll see you in the next video.